The door handle turned before she even reached the peephole. Mirabel froze, her fingers hovering inches from the knob as the metal rattled again, harder this time. "Open the door!" a man's voice hissed through the crack. "Now!" Her heart slammed into her ribs. No one was supposed to know she'd changed hotels. No one was supposed to know where she was. She grabbed her phone with shaking hands, thumb fumbling over the power button, her mind still haunted by the video, by his voice saying she was useful and nothing more. The handle jerked again. Mirabel stepped back, chest tight, breath shallow, and did the one thing she never thought she'd do again tonight. She called the man she had just walked away from. The phone rang once, twice. "Pick up," she whispered, voice trembling. The handle twisted a third time, like whoever stood outside was losing patience. On the fourth ring. "Mirabel?" Jesu's voice cracked through the line, rougher than she'd ever heard it. "Where are you?" She didn't have time to answer. Something slammed against the door. Mirabel stumbled backward with a strangled breath. "Someone's at the door," she whispered. "They know my room. Jesu, someone is here." "Don't move." His tone shifted instantly, calm, sharp, commanding. "Mirabel, listen to me. Step away from the door and keep your voice low. I'm already on my way down." No, don't come." "Mirabel." His voice cut through her panic. "I'm not letting you face this alone." Another hit, this one louder. Her phone nearly slipped from her hand. The voice outside murmured something she couldn't hear, low, angry, familiar, and that familiarity was worse than any stranger. She moved back until her legs hit the bed, and she sat down hard, squeezing the phone so tightly her knuckles ached. "What if it's him?" she whispered. Jesu stopped breathing on the other end. "Who?" But she couldn't say the name. She couldn't say it out loud. The fear rooted too deeply. "What if it's the person who sent the video?" she whispered instead. Silence. Heavy. Dangerous. Then, "I'm almost at your floor," he said. "Mirabel, keep talking to me. Don't let go of the phone." Her throat tightened. "I shouldn't have called you." "Yes," he said. "You should have." There was a scrape against the door, metal on metal. Not a hit this time, an attempt, like someone was trying to pick the lock. "Oh, God!" Mirabel pressed her hand over her mouth. "Step away from the door." "I am." "Further." She moved toward the opposite wall, pulse hammering through her ears. The lock clicked. The sound froze her blood. "Jesu," she whispered. "They're opening it." "Mirabel, don't move. I'm here." Footsteps thundered down the hallway, growing louder. She held her breath. The door handle finally stilled. A shadow leaked under the doorframe. And then, a sharp, cold voice from the hallway. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Mirabel knew that voice. "Jesu." The shadow jerked back. "Mr. Kang?" a man stuttered from outside. Mirabel blinked in shock. That voice. She recognized it now. It wasn't the distorted caller. It wasn't Dio. It was the hotel maintenance guy, the one who checked her in only an hour ago. Jisu's tone turned lethal. "Why are you at this door?" Sir, guest called. Said lock was jammed." "I'm standing here with the guest on the phone," Jisu snapped. "I didn't authorize anything. Step away from the door." "Sir, I... Step away." A shuffle, a rushed apology, footsteps retreating down the hall. Mirabel sagged against the wall, shaking so hard her teeth chattered. She covered her face with both hands, breath unraveling. The phone rustled as Jisu started moving again. "I'm coming inside." "Wait," she whispered, wiping tears she didn't remember crying. "I'm a mess. I can't..." Mirabel, he said softly. Open the door. Her knees trembled as she crossed the room. Her fingers hovered over the knob for a few seconds. Then she unlocked it. The moment the door cracked open, Jisoo pushed inside, not roughly, but urgently, like he had been holding himself together just to reach her. His eyes swept her face, her shaking hands, her uneven breathing. And something broke in him. He cupped her cheeks, gentle but unyielding. Are you hurt? She shook her head. His thumbs brushed away the tears she was trying to hide. Did he touch the lock? Did he scare you? Her voice caught. It sounded like, Jisoo, I thought someone came to finish what the video started. He closed his eyes, forehead pressing against hers, breath uneven. I'm sorry, he whispered. I'm so damn sorry you're going through this. Mirabel clutched his wrists, grounding herself. Jisoo, the video. I can't get it out of my head. He pulled back slightly, just enough to meet her eyes. It's fake. You know that, right? Do I? She whispered. The question sliced him, visibly. His voice softened. Mirabel, please don't believe that version of me, please. She swallowed hard. I don't know what to believe anymore. He stepped closer, his tone steady, anchoring her. Then believe this. I'm not your enemy. A faint, broken laugh escaped her. Everyone feels like an enemy tonight. Not me, he said. Never me. For a moment, they just breathed. Close, raw, shaken. Then Mirabel whispered, If everything they're doing is to ruin you, why am I the one who feels like I'm falling apart? Because they targeted the softest part of me, he said quietly. You. Her breath caught. Before she could respond, footsteps echoed from the hallway again, slow this time. Jisoo's body instantly went rigid. He grabbed her hand. Get behind me. Mirabel's pulse jumped painfully. Who was that? He didn't answer. Someone stopped right outside the door. A shadow moved. And then, a knock. 3 slow, deliberate knocks. Mirabel's blood ran cold. Jisoo whispered, Stay still. The knocks came again, stronger, more confident. Open the door, a deep voice said. And this time, it wasn't maintenance. It wasn't the distorted caller. It wasn't Dio. Mirabel's stomach dropped. She knew that voice. It was the last person she ever expected to find her. Mirabel, the voice said. We need to talk. Jisoo's hand tightened around Mirabel's instantly, a reflex he couldn't even hide. Her pulse went wild, breath catching in her throat as the voice outside repeated, calmer this time, but colder too. Mirabel, open the door. Jisoo leaned toward her ear. Who is that? She swallowed hard. I think it's her. Her who? My ex-fiance's cousin. Jisoo went still, the kind of stillness that came with barely controlled fury. Another knock. This one dragged out, knuckles scraping the wood like a threat. Mirabel, the woman said again, don't make me repeat myself. Jisoo stepped forward, placing himself between Mirabel and the door completely. She doesn't speak to you unless she chooses to. Leave. A short laugh came from the other side, dripping with arrogance. Mr. CEO thinks he can protect her from her own past? Cute. But this isn't your door, and she's not yours. The way she said it, sharp, mocking, set Mirabel's blood boiling. She hated how easily the woman could still get under her skin. Jisoo moved closer to the door. If you don't leave, I'll have security escort you out. Security? The woman scoffed. Do you know who I am? The hotel won't touch me. Mirabel's stomach twisted. She wasn't lying. Her family had money, real money, influence, enough to make hotel management fold with a single phone call. Jisoo glanced back at Mirabel. Do you want me to open the door? She shook her head instantly. No, please. Don't let her in. He nodded once and turned towards the door. Then you need to go, he said firmly through the wood. You don't have permission to be here. Silence. Then, you really want the truth? The woman asked. Open the door and let me tell you how much trouble she's about to bring into your company. Mirabel's breath hitched. Jisoo's jaw clenched so hard a muscle jumped. He stepped away, grabbing Mirabel's phone instead. I'm calling hotel security myself. Don't bother, the woman called. I'm already leaving. I said what I came to say. A pause. Then the soft click of heels fading down the hallway. Mirabel sagged against the wall, chest rising and falling too fast. Why is she here? What does she want from me now? Jisoo locked the door again and turned to her. Power, control. She wants to see you small. Tears burned behind Mirabel's eyes. She bit her lip hard, trying to breathe normally. Sit, he murmured. You're shaking. She didn't realize she was, until she lowered herself onto the edge of the bed and her knees practically buckled. Jisoo crouched in front of her, hands braced on his thighs, eyes level with hers. Look at me. She did, and everything came pouring out in a whisper. Why is everyone coming for me like this? What did I do to deserve all this hate? His face softened in a way she'd never seen before. Existing in your purpose threatens people who don't want you to rise. That alone is enough. She let out a broken breath. I hate this. I hate that they're trying to make me doubt you. You didn't walk away because you doubted me, he said gently. You walked away because everything hit you at once. Her voice cracked. It's still hitting me. And I'm still here. Her throat tightened painfully, eyes filling again. Even after I left you upstairs like that? Especially after that. A tear slid down her cheek before she could stop it. Jisoo wiped it gently with his thumb, his touch warm and grounding. Mirabel, you don't have to pretend with me. I'm not pretending, she whispered. I'm overwhelmed. Everything is spilling out of control. He exhaled slowly, then reached into his jacket and pulled out his phone. There's something I need to show you. I didn't want to do it tonight, but after what happened, you need to see it. Mirabel's heart tightened. Show me what? He hesitated, just long enough to worry her, then unlocked the phone and tapped a file. A video loaded. Mirabel grabbed his hand instinctively. I don't want to watch that fake one again. It's not that one, he said softly. This one is real, and you need to see it. The screen brightened. A grainy conference room appeared, Kangtech's internal surveillance footage. 2 board members sat at a table, voices low. Mirabel recognized one, the same man who had smirked during her humiliation earlier. Is everything ready? The man asked. Timestamp edited. The cousin delivered the picture. The activist looks unstable already. Kong won't see it coming. Mirabel's stomach dropped. The other man leaned back. And the audio deepfake? Almost finished. It'll be his voice, exactly. Once she sees it, she'll run. And if she runs, he loses leverage. He loses face. Mirabel felt sick. Her hand trembled in Jisoo's. Why? She whispered. Why are they doing this to you? Jisoo's voice was tight. Because I refused to approve a laundering deal last month. They needed to make me look compromised. You were the easiest angle. The video played on. They'll tear each other apart, the man said. All we have to do is watch. Mirabel pressed a trembling hand to her mouth. The video ended. Her world tilted. Every lie, every text, Every threat suddenly made sense, and none of it came from the man standing in front of her. "Mirabel," Jisoo said softly, "I was trying to find a way to tell you, but everything happened too fast." She let out a shaky cry. "I thought it was you. That video, I thought you said those things." "Never." His voice cracked. "Never." Emotion surged through her. Anger, relief, guilt, shame, all tangled like wires that refused to come apart. She leaned forward, burying her face in her hands. "They used me so easily." "No," he said quickly, kneeling in front of her now. "They didn't use you. They underestimated you, and me, and what we are together." Her breath caught, chest stinging. "Jisoo, you're stronger than they counted on," he whispered, "and I'm not losing you over their lies." She lifted her head, eyes glistening. "What do we do now?" He met her gaze with something fierce, something steady. "We fight back." Before she could respond, a loud bang hit the door. Both of them jumped. Jisoo stood instantly, pulling her up with him. Then a voice, deep, angry, and unmistakable, roared from the hallway. "Mirabel, open this door right now!" Mirabel's heart stopped. "Dio," she whispered. Jisoo's expression changed, cold, sharp, protective. He stepped in front of her. "Stay behind me." The pounding grew louder, faster. Her past was literally outside the door. And this time he wasn't leaving quietly. The pounding on the door shook the frame so hard, Mirabel flinched every time his fist hit. Jisoo moved in front of her instinctively, his body tense, breath controlled but sharp. "Mirabel, I said open this door!" Dio's voice cracked like thunder in the hallway, furious and unrestrained. Mirabel pressed a hand to her mouth. "He followed me. How did he even find this place?" Jisoo didn't take his eyes off the door. "He's not getting in. Not while I'm here." Another hit, this one louder. "Open it, Mirabel. Don't make this worse." Jisoo's jaw flexed. "He's unstable." Mirabel grabbed his arm, fear shaking through her voice. "Don't let him provoke you. He'll twist the story. He always does." Dio banged again. "If you don't open this door, I swear—" "Jisoo," snapped. "Say another threat and see what happens." Silence fell for 2 seconds. Then Dio laughed, a low, unsettling laugh that made Mirabel's skin crawl. "Oh," he said through the wood. "So he's there with you." Jisoo's eyes darkened. Dio continued, voice dripping venom. "How long? How long have you been using him to climb?" Mirabel's breath hitched. "He's trying to bait you. Don't respond." But Jisoo's restraint was hanging by a thread. Dio slammed the door harder. "How long, Mirabel? When did you decide the Billionaire was your next charity project?" "Stop!" Mirabel yelled before she could stop herself. "Stop talking like you own me!" A stunned pause. Then Dio roared, "Open this door!" Jisoo grabbed her hand gently, anchoring her. "You don't owe him anything. Not an explanation, not a word." Mirabel nodded, breath shaking. Jisoo looked at his phone. "I'm calling security." Before he could dial, the door shook violently again. One brutal hit that made Mirabel jump. "Mirabel," Dio shouted, "if you don't come out here right now, enough." Jisoo raised his voice, stepping to the door. "Leave, or I'll make sure you regret every second you spend standing here." Another twisted laugh. "You think I'm scared of a man who hides behind his company?" "You should be," Jisoo said calmly, "because if you touch her door again, I stop talking." Mirabel swallowed hard. "Jisoo, don't open it." "I won't." His voice was steady. "But he needs to understand that shouting won't bring you out." Dio snarled. "You think this is over? You think she's just going to walk away from everything we had?" Mirabel's stomach twisted painfully. We had nothing, she whispered under her breath. But Dio kept going, louder. She owes me answers. She owes me respect. Jisu's eyes flashed with anger. Respect is earned. You lost that right a long time ago. A heavy silence hit the hallway. Then Dio's voice came back, soft, poisonous. She didn't tell you everything, did she? Jisoo stiffened. Mirabel felt the blood drain from her face. Dio's tone sharpened. Ask her what she did the night before she left me. Ask her why her family was furious. Ask her. Enough! Mirabel choked out, tears filling her eyes. Stop trying to rewrite the past. You walked out, Dio spat. You walked out and left everything burning. Jisoo shot her a glance, gentle but grounding. Mirabel, don't let him drag you into his story. But Dio wasn't done. Oh, she didn't tell you that part, did she? He continued. She didn't tell you what happened with the... Jisoo stepped closer to the door. If you say another word meant to hurt her, I'm opening this door and ending this conversation, face to face. Try it, Dio sneered. Mirabel's chest tightened painfully. Please, stop. Then, suddenly, another voice entered the hallway. Sir, you can't be here. Step away from the door. 2 hotel security guards. Mirabel's knees nearly buckled with relief. Dio barked. Get away from me. Do you know who I am? Yes, one guard said coolly. And you need to leave. Not until she comes out. She has requested privacy. You're disturbing other guests. Dio swore loudly. The guard stepped closer, muttering firm orders. Dio argued, voice rising, then lowering, then rising again. And finally, footsteps. Heavy, angry footsteps leaving. Jisoo exhaled, shoulders dropping for the first time. Mirabel sagged into the wall. Oh God, Jisoo, Before she could finish, the guards knocked on the door. Sir, miss, he's been escorted off the floor. We'll have management ban him from the premises. Jisoo opened the door a crack without revealing Mirabel. Thank you. Make sure no one else comes near this room. Yes, sir. The guards left. The hallway quieted. Jisoo closed the door and turned to her. For a moment, neither spoke. Then Mirabel whispered, I'm sorry. Jisoo frowned. Why are you apologizing? Because everything tonight is chaos. The photo, the video, the texts, the cousin, the board, and now Dio standing outside like he still has the right to demand answers from me. Jisoo stepped closer. You don't apologize for being targeted. You don't apologize for someone else's obsession. Her eyes filled again. You don't understand. He wasn't always like this. And when you've cared about someone that deeply, it's hard not to feel guilty for the monster they became. Jisoo's face softened. You're not responsible for his darkness. Her voice cracked. Sometimes it feels like I am. He reached out, brushing his thumb across her cheek. Mirabel, look at me. She did, and what she saw nearly unraveled her. The sincerity, the fury on her behalf, the tenderness he didn't try to hide. You didn't create his poison, Jisoo murmured. You escaped it. Her breath trembled. Then why do I still feel tied to it? Because he's trying to pull you back. Jisoo's voice deepened. But he's losing. And he knows it. She took a shaky breath, letting the words sink in. But before she could respond, a vibration buzzed between them. Her phone. Mirabel froze. Fear shot through her spine. Jisoo held out his hand gently. Let me see it. She pulled the phone from her pocket with trembling fingers. Another unknown number. Another message. Jisoo braced himself as she opened it. And Mirabel's face went white. The phone slipped from her hands and hit the carpet. Jisoo caught her shoulders instantly. Mirabel, what is it? Her lips parted, voice barely a breath. They sent a picture of my sister. Jisoo's blood ran cold. What kind of picture? He asked, voice dropping into something terrifying. Mirabel lifted her shaking hand to her mouth. Of her... She choked on the words. At her school, today, outside the gate. Someone took her picture. Jisoo's heart stopped. The enemy had just crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. Mirabel's breath shuddered as she stared at the fallen phone, her hand covering her mouth like she could somehow hold the panic inside. Jisoo bent quickly, grabbed the phone, and lifted it to eye level. There it was. Her younger sister, standing outside her school in Lagos, backpack slung over one shoulder, smiling at someone off camera, completely unaware that a stranger was watching her. Jisoo's fingers tightened around the phone until his knuckles went white. This is a threat, he said quietly. Too quietly. A direct one. Mirabel squeezed her eyes shut. They brought my family into this. Jisoo, they know where she is. They know what she looks like. He stepped closer. Mirabel, look at me. No. She pulled away, pacing, adrenaline shaking her voice. This isn't just board politics anymore. Someone is targeting every part of my life, my work, my name, my past. And now, my sister? Her voice cracked apart. This isn't a smear. This is cruelty. Jisoo reached for her shoulders, grounding her. No one is touching your sister, you hear me? No one. She shook her head, tears streaming down her face. You don't understand. She's all I have. My parents are gone, my cousins barely talk to me. If something happens to her, if she gets dragged into this mess I didn't even create, nothing will happen. His voice sharpened. I'll put security on her immediately. No. Mirabel stepped back again. That's exactly what they want. For me to look like the unstable girl who flies billionaires across continents to protect her family. His brows knit. You think this is about image? Mirabel, your sister's safety comes before PR? She pressed her hands to her temples, panic crashing over her. I'm scared, Jisoo. I know. His voice softened. I'm scared for you. For a moment, they just looked at each other, raw, shaking, too many emotions fighting for space. Then Mirabel whispered, I can't let them use her. She's innocent. She doesn't even know what I'm dealing with. Jisoo nodded slowly. Then we don't tell her yet, but we protect her. She swallowed hard. How? He lifted the phone again. The moment we know who took this picture, we follow the trail back to the person orchestrating this. You think it's all connected? I know it is. The board sabotage, the fake audio, the leaked photo, the cousin, Dio's sudden appearance, the threats, the timing. His jaw clenched. Someone with resources is pulling strings on both sides. Her breathing slowed, grounding in the way he spoke, certain, focused, calculating. What do we do now? She whispered. Jisoo stepped closer, lowering his voice. We stop reacting and we start strategizing. She nodded, even though her hands still shook. I want to take them down. That's exactly what they're afraid of. A moment passed, quiet but charged. Then Mirabel's phone buzzed again. She flinched. Oh God. Jisoo steadied her hand before she could open it. You don't have to look first. Let me. No. She swallowed. I need to. If they're coming for me, then I need to see exactly how. She tapped the screen with trembling fingers. Another picture? Her sister. This time from a different angle. A text beneath it. Keep playing hero and she'll pay for your mistakes. Mirabel's knees buckled. Jisoo caught her before she hit the floor, one arm wrapping around her waist, the other holding the phone as his expression turned into something she had never seen in him, something cold enough to terrify even her. "Mirabel," he whispered. "Whoever this is, they just declared war." She pressed a hand to her heart, breath jagged. "Why would they do this? Why go after her?" "Because you didn't break," he said, "and because you believe in something powerful." Her voice shook. "I'm not powerful." "Yes," he said firmly. "You are, and they're terrified of it." She leaned into him, not out of romance, not out of desperation, out of survival. For a moment, he held her tightly, grounding her in a world that felt like it was collapsing. Then suddenly, footsteps thundered in the hallway, heavy, fast, urgent. Both of them froze. A voice shouted, muffled but close. "Mr. Kang?" Jisoo straightened instantly. "That's security." He pulled open the door, a crack. 2 men in professional suits stood there, tense and alert. "Sir," one said, "your assistant contacted us. You asked for immediate protection?" "She said there's been a credible threat." Mirabel blinked. "His assistant? How did she know?" Jisoo exhaled slowly. "Because I told her earlier there might be trouble tonight. She must have been monitoring." "Sir," the guard continued, "someone attempted to access this floor with a falsified pass. We have him in custody." Mirabel's heart stopped. "Who?" The guard shook his head. He refused to give a name, but he said he knew the guest in this room. He had a picture of her saved on his phone. Mirabel's blood ran cold. "Was it Dio?" she whispered. "No, ma'am." The guard's expression tightened. "He wasn't Nigerian." Jisoo's eyes narrowed. "Then who is he?" "We don't know, but he kept saying he only needed a moment." Mirabel's breath turned icy. "Oh, God." "Sir," the guard said, "we'll station 2 men outside your door for the rest of the night." Mirabel grabbed Jisoo's arm. "This is getting too big, too dangerous." He squeezed her hand. "I know." The guards stepped back, giving them space. Jisoo closed the door and turned to her with a seriousness that made her chest tighten. "Mirabel," he said quietly, "there's something I haven't told you." Her breath hitched. "Jisoo." "Not now." "No," he said softly. "Now. Because if that man wasn't here for you—" He paused. "Then he was here for me." Mirabel's pulse spiked. "Why?" He held her gaze. "There's someone inside my company who doesn't just want to ruin me." A beat. "They want me gone." Her eyes widened. "Gone, as in?" "Yes," Jisoo whispered. "They're trying to remove me permanently. And you got caught in the crossfire." Mirabel staggered back a step. Her heart pounded. Her world tilted. And Jisoo took 1 step toward her, his voice low, painful, honest. "I'm not just fighting for my reputation anymore, Mirabel. I'm fighting for my life." The room felt smaller after he said it. Not just scandal, not just gossip. His life. Mirabel stared at him, her chest burning. "What do you mean, gone?" Jisoo didn't look away. "I mean, someone is done playing with headlines. They're testing how far they can go. If they can send someone to this floor with a falsified pass tonight, they can send someone again." Her stomach knotted. "Why didn't you tell me earlier?" "Because I didn't want you to carry it," he said quietly. "You already had enough. The picture, the video, the board, your ex, your cousin, your sister. Adding this on top felt like cruelty." She let out a bitter breath. "How kind of you to almost get killed alone." He laughed once, humorless. "I've spent most of my life alone in the hard parts. It's habit." "Well, break it," she snapped, voice shaking. "Because if someone is trying to erase you from your own company, I need to know who they are. I need to know what they want. I'm in this whether I like it or not." He studied her for a long second, something like admiration breaking through the exhaustion. "All right," he murmured. "You want the truth? All of it?" "Yes," she said. "No filters. No polished version." He exhaled slowly, like he'd been holding this breath for months. "There's a man on my board," he began. "An uncle, not by blood, by business. He helped my father build part of Kangtech's early network. He thinks that entitles him to legacy he never earned." Mirabel's eyes narrowed. "He wants your position." "He wants control," Jisoo corrected. "My father trusted him. I tolerated him. But when I became CEO, I found things, deals, payments, bribes buried under pretty labels." "And you said no," she said. His jaw clenched. "I shut it down. I cut his access. I started an internal audit." "And he decided to gut you from the inside," Mirabel whispered. Jisoo nodded. He started slow, rumors, quiet doubts, then louder. "I'm too young, too emotional, too reckless, unfit to lead a global company. The fake video of me talking about you is the final piece. It gives them a direct line to say, look, he's compromised. He's letting a woman manipulate decisions." Mirabel winced. "So I'm the weapon." "Not to me," he said. "To them, you're the perfect scapegoat. A foreign activist, a black woman, a woman who dares to challenge systems. Easy to blame, easy to smear." Her throat tightened. "And in Nigeria?" He looked at her, eyes darkening. "In Nigeria, there's a politician your team exposed, indirectly, through survivor stories and leaked testimony. He lost a contract because of one of your reports. Guess who your uncle's favorite consultant is?" Mirabel's heart dropped. "They're working together." "Yes." Her hand flew to her mouth. "So this isn't coincidence, it's collaboration." "They're anchoring the same attack on both sides," he said. "Your reputation there, mine here. If they break us separately, they never have to worry about what we could do together." She felt suddenly, violently awake. "I hate them," she whispered. "I hate that they think they can play with our lives like this and still sleep at night." "They don't see you as a person," he said. "They see you as a risk to their comfort." Rage rose through the fear, hot and sharp. "Then let's become a bigger risk." Jisoo's brows lifted. "What are you suggesting?" She paced once, fingers digging into her palms. "They want us scattered and reactive. They want us defensive. What if we go offensive instead?" "How?" "We stop hiding," she said. "We stop letting them drip-feed us fear. We build a narrative before theirs settles. You have your surveillance footage. I have my work, my receipts, my network. Together we can—" A soft tremor ran through her hand. She looked down. Her phone buzzed again. Her skin went cold. "Not again," she whispered. Jisoo stepped closer. "Do you want me to check it first?" She shook her head, though everything in her wanted to throw the phone across the room. "If this is going to be my life now, I have to stop flinching at every notification." She tapped the screen. One new message, no name, no number. Just a link. Her chest seized. "Don't click it," Jisoo said sharply. But it was already opening. A video stream loaded. Live. At first, the image was blurry, shadows and movement and grainy light. Mirabel squinted. Then the picture steadied. Her heart stopped. It was her sister's bedroom. Not a photo taken from far away at school. Not a crowded public place. Her sister's actual bedroom. Soft pink curtains, books piled on a small desk, a half-folded hoodie on the bed. And right there, in the center of the frame, Her sister sat on the edge of the mattress, scrolling her phone, completely oblivious. Mirabel made a sound she didn't recognize. Something between a sob and a gasp. Her knees buckled. Jisoo took the phone from her with one hand and held her upright with the other. "Is this live?" he asked, voice low, dangerous. Mirabel nodded jerkily, tears spilling. "That's her room. No one should be there. No one—" As they watched, a gloved hand briefly slid into the edge of the frame, adjusting the camera. Mirabel choked. "Oh my God." A new message popped up below the video feed. It said, "Keep digging, and we'll step closer." Mirabel shook her head over and over, like she could shake the image itself away. "We have to call her. Now." "Yes," Jisoo said. "On video. Put her face where they know we're watching." He put the feed on hold and opened a new call, his fingers moving fast. Her hands were trembling too much. The dial tone felt like it dragged for hours, then, "Hello?" Her sister's voice, bright, soft, familiar. "Baby," Mirabel whispered, voice cracking. "Turn on your video, right now." "What? Why? It's late." "Please," Mirabel begged. "Do it now." The screen shifted. Her sister's face appeared, confused, sleepy, beautiful. But the background, not her bedroom. She was downstairs in the sitting room, light from the TV flickering behind her. An ant moved around in the background, collecting plates. "Are you okay?" Her sister frowned. "Why do you look like you've been crying?" Mirabel choked on relief and horror at once. "I'm fine. Have you been upstairs tonight?" "Not since homework," she said. "Why?" Mirabel's throat closed. "Is your door locked?" "Yes, you always tell me to." "Good. Stay with Auntie. Don't go upstairs alone, okay?" Her sister frowned deeper. "You're scaring me." Mirabel fought back panic. "I'm not trying to, I just miss you." She forced a shaky smile that didn't reach her eyes. Jisoo quietly angled the phone so Mirabel could still see the live feed in the corner. Her sister's bedroom. Empty now. Camera still recording. They were inside her life. Inside her home. Watching. Jisoo's voice stayed calm only by force. "We're going to call your aunt after this. Get local security on the house, quietly." Mirabel nodded, wiping her face. "I love you," she told her sister. "Okay? Remember that, no matter what." Her sister's expression softened. "I love you too, and I'm proud of you, you know that? For your charity, for helping people." The words broke her. "I'll call you tomorrow," Mirabel whispered. They ended the call. The video feed cut out seconds later. No goodbye, no warning, just darkness. For a moment, the silence in the room felt suffocating. Then Jisoo said, very quietly, "They made a mistake." Mirabel blinked through tears. "What mistake?" "They're inside my sister's room. They can do anything they want." "They showed their hand," he said. "They wanted you terrified, not strategic. They gave us proof of illegal surveillance across borders, of targeted harassment, of coordinated intimidation." "Proof doesn't stop bullets," Mirabel whispered. "No," he agreed. "But it gives us leverage, and we're going to use it." She stared at him, shaking her head. "I feel like I'm standing on a wire over a cliff. One wrong step and I lose everything." He stepped closer, so close she could feel his breath on her forehead. "You're not on that wire alone." Her voice broke. "I don't know if I can do this, Jisoo." He lifted her chin gently, eyes burning into hers. "You already are." Something inside her shifted. Not the fear. That stayed. But beneath it, something else rose. Anger, purpose, a wild refusal to be broken. "Okay, she whispered. Then we hit back. A spark lit in his gaze. Say it again. We hit back, she repeated, louder this time. Not with panic, with precision. We gather evidence. We protect my sister. We expose the uncle, the politician. All of them. And we do it together, he said. She nodded once. Together. They stood there in the middle of the room, shaken, bruised, but not beaten, and for the first time that night, Mirabel felt something that wasn't terror. She felt dangerous. Jisu's phone buzzed. He glanced down, eyes narrowing. They just called an emergency board meeting. Tomorrow, first thing. Her pulse skipped. They're moving fast. So will we, he said. He looked back up at her, and the air between them tightened again, full of tension, of fear, of something almost like promise. Come with me, he said, into that room. Don't let them discuss your life like you're not there. Are you sure? She asked. They'll hate it. They already hate it, he said. Let's give them a better reason. A small, fierce smile tugged at her lips despite everything. You really are trying to get yourself killed. He smiled back, but there was no real humor in it. Only resolve. No, I'm trying to survive. With you. Outside, the city kept glowing like nothing had changed. Inside, everything had. And as they began to plan, calls to make, files to send, people to trust and people to corner, they both knew one thing. Tomorrow wouldn't just decide a partnership, it would decide who walked out of this war and who didn't. If you want to see what happens when Mirabel walks into that boardroom, when the truth starts exploding in everyone's face, and when the real mastermind finally steps forward, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment Part 3 if you're ready for the next chapter of their war and their love story.